They're still arguing here. Well, there's anxiety, there's obsession, then there's compulsion.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Trump. Donald Trump. Donald Trump.
I think about Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
We got to boot Donald Trump out of the Oval Office.
Donald Trump.
Trump.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. When we're talking about him, we are losing.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Mr. Trump.
Trump. Donald Trump.
This is about Donald Trump.
Oy vey. Now, it's good to focus on your opponent, but damn, this is beyond creepy. It's like a cult formed around the exorcism of a giant demon shaped like a tweet. They spent so much time fretting about the other guy. It was like a rehearsal dinner where everyone there talks about the bride's old boyfriend. He loomed large, they felt tiny. But if you took Trump's personality out of the mix, they'd have absolutely nothing to say, nothing about his achievements on jobs, economy, peace, because those are pretty good, which is why they had to stick to a game of who hates Trump more.
The impeachment must go forward.
I hope that he is impeached.
We have to impeach this president.
Began an impeachment proceeding.
I support impeachment.
Pursue this impeachment.
I started the need to impeach movement.
This president's criminality and his lawlessness.
He has committed crimes in plain
The
sight.
criminal in the White House.
Of course, CNN set the whole thing up with its first question about impeachment. No surprise, since that's Jeff Zucker's meal ticket. Some reasonableness did show through, briefly.
If impeachment is driven by these hyper-partisan interests, it will only further divide an already terribly divided country. Unfortunately, this is what we've already seen play out as calls for impeachment really began shortly after Trump won his election. And as unhappy as that may make us as Democrats, he won that election in 2016.
Ooh, that was nice. But, you know, when you have 11 people all fixated on one adversary, suddenly they become a fraction of him. Brave but small, the magnificent seven dwarves, almost times two. Their obedient answers to CNN's direction reduced them to bumper stickers and T-shirts, not people. They were good boys and girls reciting today's lesson, which only made the enemy more interesting. Everyone talking about how one thing is like the worst thing ever. Well, there must be something to that big, bad thing. Trump is now right up there with punk rock, rap music, and Elvis's hips. They say it's bad for you, only because they wish they had a little bit of that mojo for themselves. Elvis's hips. Remember, Dana? That was a big deal, huh?
I don't remember.
I
heard about it, though.
We weren't allowed to look at Elvis's hips at my house.
I'm going to YouTube that tonight.
Yes. Oh, they actually blacked out Elvis's hips.
Really?
I think they did. Maybe I dreamt that. Anyway, they focus on Trump's personality because they can't talk about jobs or the economy.
I did notice that there was almost zero talk of jobs last night. I don't even know if it came up.
Guaranteed jobs, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Bernie wants to guarantee it.
Yang, yang. I don't know. I'm just still thinking of the commercial break.
We're still in Syria.
We had a conversation, but it went in a circle. What did you ask me?
I don't remember now.
I don't
remember. Who are you?
I mean, okay, I know what I was going to say.
You know, you're my favorite weather person.
They're targeting Trump because they're running against Trump.
Yes.
That's why.
There you go.
They're talking about Trump.
Emily, say something incredibly fast.
Okay, so I felt that the attacks, identified where they all were on the spectrum of the obsessiveness, right? So we had Kamala in the outset and Biden, Warren saying impeach him now, and then we had that measured approach, like you said, Tulsi and Klobuchar. I also think, though, that it showed in those that pivoted to actionable, achievable policy, that's why they stood out. So that would be Klobuchar with opioids, Mayor Pete with Medicare for all, who's going to pay for it, Biden to an extent when he brought up Obamacare. That's what made them stand out, in that they used those moments to say, okay, but enough of that for a second. Here's what really matters, including Yang in that moment that talked about the loss of jobs in Ohio in 2016.
So what I thought was that actually they were more focused on Trump in earlier debates than this one. And
really?
It kind of died down a little bit, but I understand because I saw the montage. It was pretty effective. I would say that I think the polls also, it's not just them. I think they're reacting to voters, especially Democratic voters, who are clear that they want Trump impeached. And the polls showed not only now, it's like 50% even in a Rasmussen poll, want Trump impeached and removed. So that's a pretty steep thing for any politician to ignore, especially if you're in a Democratic Party debate. The other big news has been that Pelosi says she is not going to have a vote on whether or not to begin impeachment proceedings. And you have to stop and say, well, why would that be? Because the president and the Republicans are saying this is a process thing. It's not fair to the poor president. And clearly, Nancy Pelosi saying she's an equal branch of government. She doesn't need his permission.
Well, the reason she's doing that, either one, she doesn't have the votes, or she doesn't want it to be voted on because she wants to protect her people from voting on it.
How about moderate Republicans?
The point is this, Juan. The point is this. The Democrats are looking at a nightmare scenario, and here's what the scenario is, so cover your ears, all right?
Okay.
They impeach in the House, it dies in the Senate, and the whole thing overshadows the Democrats running for president. Trump either beats a socialist or he beats a boring and broke candidate, and they retake the House, so they have the House and the Senate. Ruth Bader Ginsburg retires, he appoints another justice, and they pass another round of middle-class tax cuts. That is what they're looking at, and that is a very strong possibility.
I see. That's why the polls are all going in this direction on impeachment.
2024 is going to be epic.
It is. It is. That's when I run. Dana?
Oh, are you?
Yes, I don't know.
Can we start that?
Maybe I'll run a 5K. I'll start out small. All right.